it's very likely you're drowning in these. And they are actually a secret weapon when it comes to your garden. You can use leaves for seed starting material, potting soil, mulch, and a soil amender. It is possibly one of my most favorite amendments, and I get a lot of leaves in my area, so I'm very happy about it. Now, there's a way to use them correctly, and there's a way to use them incorrectly. In some ways, actually may cause more issues than good, but the right way to use them is incredibly simple to accomplish, and I'm going to go over that in today's video. What we're talking about is leaf mold. So if you don't know what leaf mold is, it is leaves that have been broken down. The reason why mold is often used in the name is because there's quite a bit of hyphae, fungal hyphae that you see during the breakdown process. Now, to break this down, it is simpler than composting, and it's probably one of the easiest things you could ever think of. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take the leaves and you're going to place them into what I prefer is garbage bags because they're inexpensive and abundant. You don't have to go that route. You could place them in a bin. If you go the bin route and there's lots of air flow and movement, keep in mind you have to keep that moisture up. So if you don't think that's possible, then I would go the bag route. You pile them all into the bag, and what you put into the bag, the types of leaves you use. There is no wrong leaf. Yeah, that's right. So I have maples mostly here. So they're not a super thick leaf, meaning I don't have to shred it if I don't want to. For thicker leaves, something that is a little bit more rigid, you may want to consider actually putting through a lawnmower or through a leaf blower to kind of shred them up a bit. But one hack is if you leave the leaves out long enough for them to dry, their crispiness is incredibly easy to break up when you put them into the bag. Spill a little bit of the bag up, crunch, fill a little bit of the bag up, crunch, and eventually you will rip it up into very small bits and bobs. So you just need to wait a little bit longer before you start the process because obviously you need the sun to dry it in a bag. It's not a great place for leaves to dry in. Now, this actually also includes oak leaves. I know there's a lot of fear around juggalo. I have a whole video on that, so please do go check that out if you need more info. And pine leaves or pine needles. So if you did not know, the needles are leaves, and these can be composted. They are probably one of the best things to make leaf mold out of if you are trying to deal with blueberries, hydrangeas, azaleas, anything that needs a little bit of a more acidic soil. A++ if you use pine needles. So after you have everything bagged up or shredded, you want to then add some water in and poke some holes in the bottom to allow the water to drain out. After you've wetted every bag, poked holes in the bottom, you're going to pile them in a corner. I wouldn't put them in a particularly sunny space. You want them in a protected, shaded area, obviously, and just literally pile them in an area. This is when you have two options depending on what you want to use the leaf mold for. Number one is 1 year. So you're going to pop everything into the bags, leave them in there, keep them moist, meaning don't tie the bag super tight. You want to be able to get back into it to add more moisture if needed. So you'll leave it for a year. Next year, this time of year, you're going to go and pull the leaf mold out and use it in your soil as a mulch because it's not perfect leaf mold yet and isn't the greatest for potting soil or for seed starting. So you want to broaden, but what it is great for, don't get me wrong, is mulch. And that's actually primarily what I use it for. So it works so fantastically for suppressing weeds due to its acidity and just the thickness or the texture, the consistency of those leaves. So it works wonderfully to hold in moisture, to keep your temperature stabilized, and also to prevent weeds and pests and all that sort of thing from being kicked up. So that's option number one. Option number two is to leave it for all of next summer, all of the summer after that, and only using it in the winter month to spring months of the following year. So we're talking 2 to 2.5 years. You can check on it and maybe ready before then, but 2 to 2.5 years. Now, the time and space in which you would use this is you would and very easily be able to use this for seed starting as well as a potting soil. It is identical to peat or coconut coir. It is local, though it doesn't get trucked all over the place. And you know where it came from because it's coming from the trees in your own backyard. What I will say about this is that the acidity, again, in this product is the key. This is why it's such a powerful seed starting soil. So when we use compost, for example, for seed starting, it's not acidic, it's not inert. So we can end up with diseases and pests and gnats and dampening off and a whole bunch of other issues. So we actually usually avoid compost in the seed starting process. But leaf mold is a nearly identical profile to that of a peat-based potting. So all we need to do is maybe add some perlite if we wanted, vermiculate on the soil surface to kind of bring down that mold because that hyphae will kick up a little bit, just like it does with any potting soil, but vermiculate's the key there. It's hands down probably one of my favorites. If I had to order them all, it would be leaf mold, soil starting mix, peat, just inert peat, coconut coir, then it would lead into like potting soils and that sort of thing down the list. Because I'm a terrible content creator, I should probably show you what leaf mold looks like, but this is it. You can see it looks very similar to just a potting soil. This one's about 2 years old-ish. There is some kind of black charcoal in there. So my husband kind of put the fire pit in it, whatever. But it still works and it's wonderful. Now all you would do is kind of sift this out and obviously remove the chunks if I was for the seed starting mix. But to be honest, if I was using it as a potting soil, I would just pop in. So that's what she looks like. Now, there are some downfalls when it comes to using this, and it is the fact that the product does not get hot, does not get warm. So because it's not very often exposed to heat, the weed seeds don't get annihilated, if you will. So if you have an area that has a lot of weed issues, you rake the leaves up out of that area, put them in the bag, it's likely that they're going to survive. And the best way to kind of kill them off is in the final stages of that leaf mold, popping them in the sunlight and doing kind of like a mock version of solarization inside of the bags. The color bag doesn't matter. Every year I use pumpkin bags because I like to decorate the front yard for the kids because I love handing out candy and they're adorable. So that's what I use them for. And then those beautiful little pumpkin bags go on the side of my house, and my house looks like what a normal gardener's house looks like. Not very fancy. I'm not a great influencer, for totally being honest, but ultimately speaking, try this. If you are into prepping and the end of the world, because I know some of you are, this is like the perfect seed starting mix for that, because once you've mastered this, you have an endless supply of potting soil to start seeds in without any sort of stores. You don't need stores after this point. If you are into climate change and climate activism, then again, this will actually help alleviate that issue because we're not mining for it like we would in the world of peat or coconut coir. There's not extensive legwork going into it. It's literally just your power, which is completely fueled by your garden if you watch this channel and you're part of the geek crew. Guarantee that. Now, this is only one of multiple fall activities you can do in your garden. And I have 5 more I can guarantee you've never heard of and are completely science-based. And if you want to check out that video, click right here. And if you want to know what Google wants you to watch, that video right there. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Nice stinky.
That's my composting. That's my composting buddy right there. He's cleaning out the garden because I'm gone to Calgary all the next week. So, yeah, he's doing my job for me.